All right, here we are in Silhouette. Over to the top, you're going to go File, Open or Merge. If you already have a page open, you want to merge it. Otherwise, it's going to open another tab with a brand new project. So if the page is already open, you want to merge your photo in. If you're opening up a brand new one, you want to move on from this and open another tab, you will hit open. I hit merge because I want to work on the same design. We're going to go with this design, guys. This is not my design. This is someone who requested the video's design. Now, with this design, to do a cut and print, if you were to cut it out just like this, let me send it to the cutter. It's going to cut a whole square around this. As you see, that whole square will be there. This will be there, okay? So if you're using white or for light colored garment printable, it has a clear backing, so you won't be able to see the color on the square, but you'll be able to actually see the square because it's like a plastic. For dark garments, it's a white material, so anything you see white that isn't cutting out is going to be white, and you're going to see the square. So all of this will be white. It'll feel like white vinyl. This is how to get around that. Alright, so over here you want to go over to the trace panel, click on it, and in this case we're going to trace by color. Because it doesn't register white, it's going to crop out her top because there's no line tying it here. So we're going to trace by color, which is going to do the outside. You're going to have to do this twice and then raise the tolerance till it gets a better edge around. Now guys, I have a video about pixels. The better the pixels are on the photo, the less fuzzies you're going to have, the more crispier your lines will be. So factor all that in. Trace and detach once you get it as high as you want and you've just removed the background. Right click that and delete. There, as you see, there's going to be some little fuzzies of the pieces of the hair. If you want to cut that, you can cut it. If you don't, individually click on them and delete. I delete because it just delays the cut. You're not going to be able to see it. You're not going to be able to cut it. If you're sublimating it, it's a different story. But on cuts, you want to have the cleanest edges possible. You're going to right click and convert. Hold on. My bad. No, you're not going to right click. All right. Once that is done, you're going to size it. Over here in this panel, it is called the page setup panel. If you're printing on a standard letter sheet, 8.5 by 11, you put that in. You hit enter after each time. 8.5, enter. 11.0, enter. Oop. Okay. I usually show the print border and I don't put a cutting mat because you don't need one. You don't have to change it, but I usually do when I'm printing. Okay. So if you're printing on 13 by 19, you'll make those changes here. All right. Let's say you're doing 8.5 by 11. This is, the image has to be within these black lines, okay? So we're going to set that in. Now, registration lines. Same panel, page setup. you're going to hover over to registration marks. You want to click on. If you're doing a small photo, it's great to have them this size. I usually just lower it. As you see, I lower all of them. And it just moves it back, allowing you more print space. Let's take that again so you guys can see. I just push it back. Push them all down. Make sure your image is within all these lines. Let me show you. When you go to print or when you go to cut it, as you see, her torso is past this line, so it's not going to cut this portion here. Everything else it will. This portion it won't. There is also a speck of something on here that I saw that I need to remove. Anyway, so you want to shrink it. Shrink, shrink, shrink all the way until none of the margins are being passed. Alright, so this little speck right here has to go. There's something here. Hold on. Right here. See it? This was on the image. There we go. We'll put it back where it was. Once you've checked that it's cleared all the areas for cutting, you will go back here, File, Print, Print. I have two printers. I have the RGB set up. So yours may not look like this. I do have a video on how to set up your RGB and explaining what that is. Long story short. So it'll print the exact color you're actually looking at. I have print and cut RGB. And then we will print. Alright, it's sent to the printer. You'll hit send over here once it prints. Here you will choose heat transfer printable. Now I always go up okay, I always go up one and bring the force up one, just to be safe, okay? You want to cut around the edges. If you do the inside, this image doesn't really have an inside, but let me print just so that I can cut it as well. 1 second. Oh, I forgot my cat was in here. Shoot. Be right back. Alright, you're gonna align your paper. Raise this bar and move this bar to accommodate the size of your paper. It's usually over here. I've moved it here. Hit the go button. It's ready. You'll hit send. Should read registration marks. We'll be back when it cuts. Alright, press the button. If it cut well, 1 second, I can't do it with both with my hand. and it'll weed. I accidentally ripped it for pulling with my hand. And there it is. All right, so here are the settings. 2, force 11, speed 3, dark fabric.